Hi everyone and Happy New Year and welcome back to episode 14 of the Irish Bowls podcast, Jack in the Box. It's Ian and Chris here as always to chat about all things Irish Bowls. Happy New Year, Chris.
Thank you, Ian, and the same to you.
Chris, pregnant pause there. New Year's resolutions.
I don't bother with them, man.
No, not at all.
No, used to, but found out normally before the first week in January was gone, they'd broken them anyway, so I decided there was no point.
Right, okay. And in terms of this new bowling club, Chris, any resolutions in terms of where you're moving?
No offers have come in yet, Ian.
Right, okay.
I keep waiting in the post every morning.
Right, let's wait and see. My money's in Belmont, but let's wait and see, folks. Chris, I suppose one of the major bowling events in 2026 will be the major event, the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. Slimmed down version, 2 or 3 men, 2 or 3 ladies in a slimmed down event. Unfortunately, no para involvement for Northern Ireland.
No, that was obviously disappointing. Went through a process and didn't manage to get selected for that. But yes, it'll be interesting to see from Northern Ireland's point of view and also the other countries, whether they go with the option of 2 or 3 people in the events, because it's obviously just going to be singles and pairs. So, it's obviously options there.
Yeah, plenty of options. I'll be interested to see as the teams unfold, which countries, the major global bowling superpowers, if you like, go for 2 or 3. It'll be interesting. I'm sure we'll review that in due course, Chris.
Yes, I've no doubt. I mean, there's going to be some people disappointed anyway, because obviously normally would have been 5. So, there's at least 2 people aren't going to get involved that might have thought they would have been if they have been in the past. And obviously, again, going to be at indoor surfaces, which is wouldn't normally have been as well. So that throws another thing into the mix.
I suppose, although we talk about a slimmed down Commonwealth Games and we're very grateful in terms of the sport for being involved, still at Commonwealth Games level is the fact that bowls have been guaranteed a place in the 2030 Games in Delhi. That news is pretty recent.
Yes, it is. And it's obviously good to know that bowls will definitely be in that again as well.
And para bowls, Chris, as well.
Yes, yeah. So again, that gives our para athletes something to look forward to going forward.
Very much so. Chris, in terms of other news within the Irish bowl space, our under-25 international team has just been announced.
Yes, it has been announced recently. They've announced 18 players, so it's obviously 16 plus 2 reserves. It's just a list of names I have down. So I'm not sure whether they've actually the rinks makeup done yet or not. Doesn't actually highlight the new caps. I think there's a couple of people who may not have played. I'm not sure whether it's Taylor Davidson, maybe his first time.
Very good prospect.
Brogan McMillan.
Yep.
Who I've seen playing quite a bit. And they're obviously they're practicing and going well. But again, the team have a number of experienced players, so it'll be interesting to see how they go. I know they were very disappointed last year in how the performances and results went. See how they go with it. It's up against strong, teams from the other countries and that. So it'll be interesting to see how they manage this year.
And Chris, that series has been played at?
They're in Frith in Wales.
Oh yes, okay. I think they normally go to Frith. I think in terms of the cycle of venues.
Yeah, probably one of the most things they'll have to do in relation to preparation is getting them there to start with. It'll not be the easiest place to get to.
No, there's some logistical work to be done in the background, I have to say. And Chris, probably ties in well to our next discussion is the men's international trial team has been selected. I just released there pretty recently for the series in Belfast mid-March. And I know you've scrutinised this and will provide now your thoughts and let me know what the team is.
I'm not sure about scrutinising as I come hot off the press. Printed out last night. Yes, they've selected 40 names. Obviously just one trial happening early January, from which they'll select their team. Nothing down in rinks yet, so just the list of names. Just a list of names again, is it? Yeah. Probably not too many surprises. Obviously, the one glaring omission, and we knew would be omission, was Stevie Coleman, who obviously, unfortunately, due to health, hasn't been playing any this year.
Last year's captain, of course.
Yes. So again, he's not available. So again, just on that, we'll wish Stephen, hopefully he's going well with his recovery.
Absolutely.
So yeah, a mixture, probably not too many surprising names when you go down. I see our recent world champion of champions, David Copeland, has made the 40. Okay. I think maybe possibly the first time Dave's in that. And just to throw out one, and that's just from Belfast, young Shea Trainer has made the 40.
I noticed
and I
that,
know
yes.
I only played in one of the inter-stadium competition myself, but she actually played second for me on that occasion and played superb. And then that was in the Saturday, and he moved up to the A team then on the Sunday and remained there for the last series. So he's been playing very well lately. So it's good to see some of the younger players getting the chance.
Absolutely. I noticed as well, Wooly Orr, Peter Hockey, who have captured, Irish titles in the last couple of years, senior Irish titles, not under 25, not under 18. They've got a nod on this occasion.
Yes. I think they're well due their place in a 40-person trial team. So we'll see how they go.
And obviously, one of our last episodes, we talked to the bear himself, Colin Hogg, about his plans going forward. So it'll be interesting to see when this team comes out, Chris, if there's any major changes or a change of tack, maybe in terms of younger players being introduced. He talked about that 5-year plan as well.
Yeah. Well, sooner he starts it, the better from that. So I think you have to look to the future. And obviously some of the younger players will be the ones you're looking to in the future. So it'll be interesting to see how it all unfolds.
Yeah, that will indeed. Watch this space, folks. We'll see how that materializes. Chris, New Year, January, we think towards Potters and the World Indoor Championships. It'll be on TV probably, I'm guessing here about the third week of January. And I know we have some Irish representation.
Yes, I think we mentioned the last one. We had Andy Kyle and Ryan Davies, who's recently moved over from Wales, qualified in the pairs.
We'll claim Ryan as Irish now. Let's just
well, he's on the trial for the Irish team.
Oh,
so
then he's Irish.
He's
Irish. Yes, he's definitely one of.
So they actually played Doug Ellis and Trevor Barron, an Australian pair. In a preliminary round.
And a prelim?
Yes, in a prelim.
Very good. And it's good now that actually the PBA Potters World Indoor Championships, and I know in terms of the pairs, previously the last number of years, they've had to play out in the front green, which is very, very different to the portable rink. But I think that's changed now and they've went back to the original format. So at least they're getting onto that portable rink. They're getting that experience, especially if they win.
I think if somebody qualifies for that, they want to go and they want to play in the portable rink, so that's where they want to be playing the games. Obviously, we have a couple other people qualifying as well. Chloe Wilson is qualified in the ladies, and she plays Leslie Doig.
Oh, aye, from Scotland, yes.
Yep.
Very good.
Chloe, just staying with Chloe. Chloe's actually been partnered up with Jamie Walker in the mixed pairs.
Yes.
She again plays Leslie Doig, who's playing with Stuart Anderson in the mixed pairs, so she'll get 2.
A double whammy.
Yes, 2 goes at her. And John Nichol, who qualified in the seniors, he's waiting on the winner of the Cambridge qualifier.
Right, I did see something on Facebook very recently. Danny Dennison qualified now. I don't know if it was the Cambridge qualifier. If it is Danny Dennison, that'll be an interesting game. Danny, don't know if you know Danny, Chris, English international of some repute, both indoor and outdoor, plays in all these qualifying events. So very, very proficient indoor player. So if it is Danny, that'll be a real tussle.
Should be. No doubt they're all probably looking forward to the experience.
Oh, absolutely. 3 square meals a day and maybe more. So, John, I'm sure he'll be guaranteed at least half a stone of weight on.
Very good meals from my memory the time I went over to watch.
I know, too good, Chris, too good. Okay, Chris, and moving on then, in terms of our para space, we've recently had a number of assessments to try and put a team together for the inaugural British Isles indoor event in Solihull at the end of February.
Yes, a couple of well-attended assessment days. We probably had about mid-20s in the players at both. And thanks to all those players who came along, and a special thanks to our directors and volunteers who came along to help us.
Very much so.
And allowed us to stay off the green for some, if not all of the time, to actually cast our eyes over the players. Yeah. I'm sure you have the team picked and will let me know in due course.
Yeah, that's
something we have to.
It's on our page here.
We'll have to do, which I'm sure the ones who are involved are waiting to hear, and hopefully it may be out by the time they're listening to this.
Well, that's very true. I think this selecting business, Chris, is new to me, so I have to take a back seat in that and really take your guide, if you like. As I would say, or I've heard somebody else saying, the good news will be delivered by me. And if anybody wants to speak to someone about not getting on the team, contact Chris. I think you tell it the other way about, though.
Well, it's like selection's always an interesting point, and if you're on the team, it was a good selection, and if you're not, then they don't know what they're talking about. So
I know. I think that's worldwide. Not just here in Northern Ireland, but yes, and I think there's hopefully another couple of events as well. Possibly
all being well, there may be more events. There's some practice test matches being organised between the various countries. And obviously, although Ireland didn't get into the para setup in the Commonwealth Games, some of the other countries did. So we're hoping to provide some opposition for that. So hopefully there's a lot of opportunities coming up for our para players to help them improve.
Yeah, and develop. Fantastic. Chris, in one of our last episodes, we did have a chat around discussing some of our Irish legends of yesteryear on the back of the World Bowls Hall of Fame.
I remember you bringing it up. I'm not sure there was a discussion around it, but I remember you saying that maybe something we wanted to bring into the
I think you just discarded
the podcast.
I think you just discarded it on the spot.
Well, you threw it on me just out of the blue, so I sort of thought I might have to consider that and see.
Right, okay. Well, here we are again, and we're going to have a wee chat around some things in terms of Irish legends and that. So look, I'm going to put you on the spot here. I want you to consider, discuss, and reveal then your all-time Irish rink. I want a lead, a second, a third, and a skip. So Chris Mulholland's all-time Irish rink. So that's our starting point for our Irish Bowls Legends corner. If you want to call it that, I don't know if that's the way we'll phrase it. But anyway.
Well, given you're putting me in the spot, how many times am I allowed to change this over the next few months? Because there'll be people I'll forget about, and people will think, totally. I should have put them in.
And you'll probably get a tap on the shoulder and say, Chris,
you didn't, but I know.
I played with you a lot, and I got you a lot of balls in the head at a time, and you've just excluded me. But anyway, look, it's a bit of crack, it's a bit of fun. So hot off the press, folks. Back in the day, can be recent, I suppose, can be back in the day, Chris, whatever. So.
Well, funnily enough, since you mentioned legends, I did have sort of thought, and I sort of thought it would be actually good to look back at people who have played the game, not excellent ones who still play, and sort of put together a team. So what I'll do is I'd put you one rink out, and we obviously need 4 rinks. So over the next few podcasts, we'll get a team of 4 rinks. So I'll start off with one rink. You'll be doing the second rink, so the next time. So I'm going to Marty McHugh leading my rink.
Right.
I'm going to have
Marty's demoted, right?
Marty's. Well, it's not necessarily a demotion.
No, that's true.
Going back to where he did.
That's true.
I'm going to have what I always thought was the most natural looking bowler I've ever seen on a bowling green playing second. Michael Dunlop.
Michael Dunlop, yes. A blast from the past there. Great character in Irish bowls. You know, my experience with Michael Dunlop, probably yours a lot more, but I do remember rooming with him back in the day at a UK championship event. Now, I remember my dad, I wasn't driving. My dad took me over to Carlisle and I played in this UK. It was a UK championship then. It wasn't televised. It was just after it'd been stopped and televised. And I roomed with Michael Dunlop. And that was an experience. So Michael and I sat up and chatted bowls to the middle of the night. And as we were chatting, Michael was drinking away at a bottle of whiskey. So he was filling up the whiskey, you know. And I was obviously 16, 17 max, and chatting away and talking about Willie Murray and these old characters in Irish bowls. But Michael, he was topping up every time. But yeah, fantastic bowler, and a real character. Chris, I'm sure you know him better than I did.
I had the pleasure of playing against him a few times, but I have to say, I just always thought that on a bowling green, he just looked as though he belonged. Mm-hmm. Just went out and got the bowl away so smoothly. Just looked very, very natural. Didn't look as though there was any effort involved in it.
Yeah, very much so. I remember as well, Chris, I don't remember this, but I know this. He represented Ireland at the Commonwealth Games in the singles when he was 18.
Right, I wasn't aware of that.
That's true.
Well, he's a decent second then in the rink.
He's a decent second. And Chris, he would have been based around Ormo.
Ormo is where I remember him.
That's why I remember.
Yeah.
Maybe other places.
Him and Davy Hamilton used to have a great record
in the
City of Belfast pairs. Yeah.
And a very, very, very funny guy. Always remember some of the stories about Michael Dunlop, you know, and just the quick wittedness, you know, the Irish charm, if you like, you know.
Yeah. So that's my second for the rink. My third's going to surprise you because could easily have been skipping a rink, but I'm going to play Jimmy Baker third.
JB Baker
third.
Okay. Wow. Fair call. Jimmy will certainly be able to open up a few heads.
Well, that's the idea, but can open the heads, can draw. And then probably one of the best motivators on a green that I've seen playing, skipped for Ireland for years. My first rink's going to be skipped by Ernie Parkinson.
Okay, well, Ernie, what a character Ernie Parkinson was. What a big bowl player.
Oh, very much so.
Probably fair to say, maybe not the most consistent bowler, but in terms of, a world-class player, Skip, out and out Skip, playing that big bowl and loving it.
Oh, he lived
Probably
for it.
none better.
Lived for it. And tended to get the best out of his rink.
Oh, aye.
It's one of the big things I remember about Ernie.
Yeah, very, very much so. And the stories that Ernie would have told over the years. And I remember Chris playing him for £20, black ball fights and a snooker table, one of the international series. And I was so relieved when I came away. I came out of it all square. And we maybe did this like 40 times. They gave it a bet on 2 flights.
Ernie liked the bet, yes.
And he had a great memory as well in terms of, bowling shots. And, we'd have got the salt and pepper out, or he would have got the Coke cans out and moved them about.
Sat many's a time when Ernie played in Belmont, the team along with me for a long number of years. And after just sitting in the bar, and Ernie was moving glasses and bottles as he described the 15th end in a game, leading up to where the bowls were sitting and what shot he played.
Yeah. I remember the last time that Ireland won the outdoor series, 2019, I was actually captain of that team. And I remember sort of in our sort of team meetings beforehand, if you like, I think Ernie had just passed away, unfortunately and sadly, at that time, maybe a number of months before that. But I remember using Ernie as a bit of a motivational, inspirational figure to talk about to the players in terms of his attitude on a bowling green, what it meant to him to play for Ireland, and just his never say die attitude, and just get right in there and didn't worry about reputations or these so-called big players that we come across from time to time. He was there to do the business.
Well, so there's rink 1. So over the course of our next few podcasts, we just need another 12 players to make up our Irish team.
Well, Chris, we probably glanced over Jim Becker there, and we'll not go into Jim Becker in detail, but obviously what a bowler, what a man.
Oh, very much so.
Jim Becker is and was.
Was top of the game for a number of years. Obviously, Ireland team manager for a number of years as well.
Yeah, very much so. World champion, world indoor singles champion in 1984. Has done it all in the game.
We glossed over Marty McHugh as well, who we had on the previous podcast.
We had Martin in the podcast.
And obviously, what a career Marty's had as well.
Oh, absolutely.
And he may not be happy that I'm putting him lead, but there you go.
And maybe we'll reach out to Jim in future episodes and try and get him on. Obviously, Ernie's departed. Michael Dunlop's not playing bowls anymore, as far as
not to my knowledge.
Not to my knowledge. And we've already had the machine, Marty McHugh, on. But just let me get a wee look at that again, Chris. Marty McHugh, Michael Dunlop, Jim Becker, Ernie Parkinson.
Probably wouldn't be bad, right? They probably
hold its own.
Right. They probably do all right.
Hold its own. Right, okay. Yeah, pretty impressive, Chris. Okay. Well, obviously you're hot off the press. You've had the pick of the crop.
You've a lot of time to think about it
now. Okay, folks, that's Chris Mulholland's first rink in the Irish Bowls Legends Corner, or something like that, Chris, is it?
Whatever you're going to call it.
Whatever you're going to call it, and we'll come back to this in future episodes. So now, folks, we're going to continue our chat with Gary Kelly and have a look at his move and transition to Australia. So, Gary, welcome back to the Irish Bowls podcast, Jack in the Box. Gary, you're now living in Australia. You're down at Warilla. You're Irish, very much so. We're not going to let you get away. But you're now an Aussie citizen, I believe, as well. You're on top of the bowling world. As I say, you're bowls coordinator at Warilla. But take us back to that journey to Australia, Gary. January 2019 and the thoughts leading up to that move out to Australia.
Yeah, so it all came about where I was fortunate enough to represent Ireland at the Multi-Nations event in 2018 in Wales. And Australia was there, competing as well. And I played in the singles and pairs. I was lucky enough to get a gold medal and a bronze medal, gold in the singles, bronze in the pairs. And I met R&Ts there, and I played against him in the singles. And basically, we just had a conversation after the event, and he just said, look, Simon Colvin and Robert Allen had been out previously at Warilla beforehand.
That's right, I remember that. Yeah.
Thankfully, they had said a lot of positive things about me to Aaron. And I think Robert and Aaron especially were really good friends at the time. And he said, I think Gary Kelly would be really good out here, etc., etc. And yeah, just Aaron said, look, you seem a really nice guy. I'm impressed by how you play, how you performed. Look, there's potentially an opportunity at Warilla if you'd be interested. And I said, yeah, look, obviously it's something I always potentially wanted to pursue. And I knew that at that time, World Bowls was supposed to be there in 2020. And there's a lot of things in the back of my mind with all that. So I thought it could be a great opportunity to go there, gain a lot of knowledge and experience on the greens and the elements and different things. So I was very intrigued and very interested. And he came back, spoke to the CEO, spoke to the board of directors. He spoke to Jeremy Henry at the time. And obviously they were interested as well. And to be fair, I think you even played a small part in that as well, Ian. Jeremy just sort of saying, what's your thoughts and things like that. And yeah, thankfully it transpired from that. And it was all basically agreed by October. I obviously had meetings and conversations with Irish Bowls and everything as well, just because I wanted them to be on board because my Irish career meant more to me. So thankfully they were on board as well and really positive about it. And obviously I spoke to my friends and my family as well. And obviously, back at the time, mum and dad, of course, and my brother, they didn't want to see me leave as such, but at the same time they understood how much bowls meant to me. And yes, look, it was a very, very selfish decision. I have to be honest and admit that. But yeah, it was one that they were very fully supportive of, which I appreciate so much. And yeah, I applied for my visa and got it granted. And yeah, I was on the plane on the 6th of January 2019.
And as they say, the rest is history as such.
Yeah, it's incredible. Obviously, I came with an open mind. I truly didn't know what to 100% expect. But yeah, look, it's totally lived any of my expectations. It's been more than I could ever have dreamt of. It truly has been a dream come true.
And obviously, Gary, you settled in pretty quickly in terms of on the green. You made an amazing impression. I think from memory, winning the World Cup singles at Warilla 2019 or thereabouts.
Yeah, so I was very fortunate because of making the move in January to Warilla. I was fortunate where Irish Bowls decided to select me and give me an opportunity to play in the World Cup, which was based at Warilla in March. And so that was a fantastic honour and it meant a lot to me. And thankfully, I was actually able to achieve success and win the gold medal, win the World Cup for Ireland.
Yeah, that was obviously pretty special indeed. Obviously, the Warilla club, Gary, embraced you. Obviously, Jeremy was out there at that time as Bowls coordinator. Teasy, Corey Wedlock joined soon after, I believe. But there's other great characters at Warilla as well that I'm sure made you feel right at home.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, at the time we're lucky enough. Jamie Mitchell is still based at the club as well. At the time as well, we had Brendan Aquilina, who actually competed in the World Cup as well. He represented Malta. So yeah, there's a lot of fantastic people, and also a lot of the board of directors. At the time, like Chris Cusack and all that, and I got on the Rabbitohs train. So the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures on Facebook. Wee Gary and Galut, yourself and Corey, and not sure if Trevor and wee Jimmy, are they all Rabbitohs fans as well?
That. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So no, they truly embraced me and say, thankfully, sort of hit the ground running. Things went really, really well, and there was back then there was so I won the World Cup in March, and then there was a New South Wales five-a-side in the April, and won that with the club, and then we had the club's four-a-side event, and we won that. So a lot of really cool things was happening, and then the UBC, that was a brand new thing, and was representing the Dandenong club in that, and very fortunate to win that at Warilla. So a lot of cool things happened in the first 3 or 4 months, which really helped me settle in as well, which was great.
Yeah, obviously give you a great foundation. Obviously, COVID had a major impact as well in terms of major events not happening globally. And then we move on to the sort of the next major, if you like, inverted commas, the Commonwealth Games in 2022. You get selected for that. Fantastic. Did you have any doubts on that, Gary, in terms of that selection with you now residing in Australia?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely did. Like when I moved to Australia, all the majors were kind of looking at more Southern Hemisphere based. And then I mean, obviously COVID had that negative impact for absolutely every human being in the world, but also it wasn't allowing me to play and things like that. And Australia was a country that had a major impact on, as well as a time frame of not being able to be mobile and getting out and about and amongst people and things. So I thought that, that was going to have a potential negative impact. And then obviously being based in Australia, Southern Hemisphere greens, the fast greens, and the Commonwealth Games being Leamington Spa, Birmingham, there's definitely doubt in my mind. Obviously, I was just hoping that, my past experiences on UK greens and past success in them greens hopefully would, could sort of help me.
And obviously, Gary, you came to the fore again. You were in the triples. No joy in the triples. That was myself and Adam, the Brain McCune. But you bounced back the second week of that event and you captured a fantastic silver medal for Northern Ireland.
Yeah. I was very proud of. Obviously, unfortunately, not getting the ultimate outcome, but definitely something I was very proud of. And I think it also did just sort of showcase the versatility that I do have within my game. And I think that was extremely important and I knew how important that would be. In my mind, I felt if there was complete failure there, that could have been the end of my story in Irish bowls, which was something that I definitely did not want to happen. I was extremely passionate about wanting to continue and pursue my Irish international career. So I was very, very driven, very motivated to achieve a positive outcome at that event.
And Gary, in terms of transitioning from those Australian greens back to the UK, I mean, that must be pretty difficult, let's be honest.
Yeah, look, it's definitely got its challenges, absolutely, 100%. There's no doubt about that there. But obviously, I've just got to, try and prepare the best I can in whatever shape or form I can here. Obviously, anything I do get selected for, if there's the want, the need, the desire for me to come back sooner, to prepare earlier, obviously that's something I've always been open to as well. But it's definitely got its challenges, there's no doubt. But I think one thing that stood me in good stead has been, as unique as it is and unorthodox as it is, my delivery, I think, does allow me to have that versatility within the sport.
Yeah, you deliver the ball, you're quite upright anyway, so you think that's an advantage?
Yeah, and there's a lot of forward momentum as well, and I use a lot of the body, rather than arm, which I think is very important for heavier greens.
And back here, when you played for Ballymoney, you were known as a bit of a hammer thrower, so that would probably stand to you as well.
Yeah, I suppose so. Oh,
come on, big man. Come on now. Give me a bit of your banter now.
Look, I suppose there's definitely times that I would have been a bit heavy-handed and I'd let a drive go here and there.
Yeah, I also remember you and Andy Duncan, I would always have said 42 options sharp. So you looked ahead, 42 options. I'm bound to get one of these things if I get in an area, the famous area. And then Andy Duncan, he would surpass that. 52 options, donkey. Or if he plays down a channel at all, like he has something to come off or a bowl up in or anything like that. But I think from watching you in Australia, Gary, that type of thing in terms of those various options has probably went out of your game. You're basically play from the mat as a lot of the Aussies do, and there's not a lot of deliberation or anything like that anymore in your game. That's how it appears.
Yeah, I suppose it's one of the things, you become what you're surrounded by.
Yeah, very much so.
And obviously, it is a lot of fast play here, as you say, just from the mat, just basically get on with it, just trust what you say, trust your process and just pick your shot and play your shot. And I must admit, I do enjoy it. I do enjoy the more faster style, but lad, I've got that grind in me, and and I've got the slow game if required. But yeah, I must admit, I do enjoy just from the mat, just get on with it.
And obviously, Gary, just looking back at the games, and obviously Sam Barkley and Adam McCune, myself and Murray were part of that side. Sam's now residing in Australia as well, and playing at Tweed and doing very well. So maybe a big shout out to Pinky Barkley.
Yeah, no, look, I keep in contact with Sam quite a lot. I think, he's loving life. He's living his best life. I'm very proud to say that I sort of played a small role in trying to help him with his visa situation and that. And I'm just so proud and so happy for him to be successful. At the end of the day, he definitely wanted to pursue a life out here. And the visas is a massive thing. So, and I know how much it meant to him. I know the relief that he gained from that, and I'm very, very happy for him.
Yeah, it's also a great story that, what bowls can do. And Sam has got that gold medal from the Commonwealth Games in 22. That'll never be able to be taken from him. And it's basically enabled him to, as you rightly say, kick off a new life in Australia and his best life, as you rightly say. World Championships, Gary, 2023, Broadbeach, Australia, back to where the Commonwealth Games were held in 2018. But things went a little better this time.
Yeah. Look, the World Bowls Championship 2023 at Broadbeach was it was very, 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 very special for our country. It was an extremely successful event for everyone right across the board. Obviously from a personal point of view, to reach the final of the singles and the pairs, and the first week to achieve that gold medal, that Ultimate World Championship gold medal with Adam McClure was absolutely incredible. And then to back that up and go the following week, to stand and share the green with Ryan Bester in the final of the World Singles, and unfortunately come up short. But what an amazing couple of weeks. Something to be very, very proud of, both individually and as a team. We did extremely well. It was incredible.
And to be so close, Gary, to getting 2 gold medals. I mean, obviously, a phenomenal achievement to get a silver and a gold, but very, very close in that final against the Master Blaster himself, Ryan Bester, to actually getting that second gold. Still must hurt a little bit for you looking back on it.
Oh, of course, look, it definitely hurts. And, from a selfish point of view, I'm not sure if anyone, from Ireland had ever achieved, the singles and pairs gold double. Obviously, it's the biggest stage, the world singles gold medal, that's the daddy, it definitely is. So there's definite disappointment there, 100%. And I believe that I performed well enough to potentially achieve that as well. But look, I have to give Ryan Bester a shout out to see him come so close. To go, was it 2 Commonwealth singles finals in a row, defeated 2 world singles in a row, 4 in a row. If I had to lose to anyone, if I had to pick someone, you never want to lose, but if I had to pick somebody, it probably was Ryan Bester. And as devastated as I was for myself, I was absolutely delighted for him.
No, pretty amazing story and a brilliant conclusion for Ryan in that singles journey to actually capture that gold. And I know his family was there, and obviously at that point in time, I think he was bowls coordinator at Broadbeach. So yeah, look amazing for Ryan, and I don't think anybody in the world of bowls could argue with seeing him lift that prestigious World Championship gold medal. So fair play there, absolutely indeed. The team, Gary, at that point in time, Leonard Trophy, Ireland finished second in the men's event, very, very close from what I remember to being crowned as team world champions. That's a pretty special achievement from a team perspective.
No, absolutely. As I said, just overall, the whole team, it was an incredible outcome. The medals that we brought back for our country was amazing. And, to be almost crowned, the Leonard Trophy, world team champion, that would have been amazing. But look, hey, coming second overall is a fantastic effort for our country, for any country, but, for our country. And, hopefully that stands a good stead moving forward, as far as everything, as far as funding and different things. And hopefully it plays a major part in the progress moving forward for our country.
And Gary, in terms of the high performance setup that you see since you've been involved, obviously you came on board, 2010, we're now 2025, approaching 2026. How much of a difference is that more professional setup actually made to Ireland achieving and Northern Ireland achieving, world success, if you like?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, everything's in place that's required. The communication is there. All the expertise are there from a psychologist point of view, from physical point of view, from a nutritional point of view. It's all there. Everything's in place. If you need it, want it, desire it, it's there for you. So yeah, look, it goes without saying that it's obviously showcasing the impact it's having in Irish bowls, and that professionalism is helping us on and off the green, and we're getting the results to go along with it.
Probably a further illustration of that is the success that our girls had in that event, lifting the bronze in the triples with Chloe, Sophie, and Shauna.
Yeah, what an amazing effort, and I think was it maybe in that game, I think they were well down, and they showed a lot of mental strength and a lot of determination and belief in each other to get that medal. And yeah, hats off to them, a fantastic effort. And I know that everyone was extremely happy for them and very proud for the company.
So Gary, you're living the dream. You're an Aussie citizen now, is that correct?
Yes, yeah, I'm an Aussie citizen. Yeah, I have been now for 2 years there, past in September. So, obviously, look, I'm an Irishman through and through, and I'll never ever forget my roots. But, this country's given me something that was only a dream, and for me, that was just my way to showcase. Action speaks louder than words. So that was my way to showcase my appreciation to the people of Australia and the country, and just to be able to say thank you, and I'm very, very proud of that.
So you're playing bowls, Gary, now for a living. You're getting paid lots of money, and I know you pretty well that you like a fiver. Like you're a pretty tight big man. Like over the years, I'm laughing to myself here. There's stuff here I can't share, but look, you're a pretty tight big man. The bank account's good. You're working in a bowls environment. You're representing Ireland. You're playing in UBC. You're playing in BPL. You're doing brilliant. We're all very proud of you. You're world champion, bowling superstar in Australia, in a different environment than we have here in Northern Ireland, indeed Ireland. The question is, can it get any better?
Oh, yeah, look, when I do think about it all, it truly is a real pinch myself moment. I'm just a man for the tin, I'm just a basic chap, I'm just trying to live my best life. But look, I'm very fortunate to be in one of the most amazing countries in the world. I'm part of an absolutely, unbelievable club, Gorilla Bowls and Recreation Club. Their stature, not here just in Australia, but globally is incredible. And I'm extremely proud to be part of that club. My journey within the club itself to arrive here, pouring schooners behind the bar, and then do maintenance in the surrounds and grounds maintenance at the club, to now be the bowls coordinator. It's something, very, very special. And I'm genuinely very proud of that. And, obviously, I don't have my immediate family here and things like that. But the network of friends and the people that I have here has been amazing. And, and I suppose, there's a saying, you can't pick your family, but you can pick your friends. And these friends I have here have definitely become family to me as well. And, the CEO, Philip Kett, the board of directors, and that, their support has been absolutely phenomenal. And, I'm the bowls manager, the bowls coordinator there, but they support me. The bowls secretary, Paul Makovich, assistant secretary, Trevor Wells, that they're willing to step up and look after things while I'm away trying to continue to pursue my own professional career and personal playing career, which means a lot to me. But yeah, it's been amazing on the administration side of things as well, and it's helped me to try and mature as a person as well, and dig deep within myself. And yeah, look, I'm loving and enjoying the experience and the journey. It's been incredible.
So obviously, Gary, Gorilla Bowling Club's been pretty good to the Irish lads, shall we say. We had Simon Colvin out there, we had Robert Allen out there for a brief period as well. Obviously, long-term, Jeremy made it his home as well for many, many years and has moved on to pastures new. They've now embraced you as bowls coordinator. I do remember Wally McCaw telling me at a point in time as a young man, you joined Johnson's Printing in Kilrea on placement or for work out of school or work placement or something like that. And Wally did tell me at that point in time, he says, Ian, there's not much work in that, big man, at all. Now, I don't know how true that is, Gary, and listen, you're only a young man at that point in time, but look, things have progressed well, and I know you're flat to the mat. You wipe the sweat of your brow every day. That'd be a fair call.
Oh, look, I don't think I've got much work on me, to be fair, but it's a pretty hectic lifestyle here, and I mean that in a good way. The calendar's extremely busy. Trying to obviously run events here within the club, obviously the social side of things and the pennant and club championships, etc., and tournaments and different things. So it's a pretty busy schedule here at the club, but thankfully I've got a fantastic team which carry me through. And then obviously from a playing aspect and representing the club and different things, there's so many major events here. The BPL and the UBC and Broadbeach 5-a-side and our own personal 4-a-side and the Everest and yeah, look, the list goes on and how many major events are here and I do a lot of traveling. But look, I'm loving every moment of it and yeah, just long may it continue.
No, absolutely. Just for his listeners out there, Gary is laughing at some of these barbed comments I'm making here. I don't know if that'll come through in the podcast, but he is laughing, so he's not taking it too bad. And he knows me pretty well. So just in case that doesn't come through and people think I'm ripping the back out of him here, well, we're having a laugh here. So listen, it's all good. Gary, for our listeners out there, differences to you in terms of Irish bowls compared to Aussie. I think maybe we all get the feel of it, like it's just a lot more competitive. But is there anything else you want to mention just in terms of that before we move on quickly?
Yeah, I think from a high level perspective, there's not a huge difference. Obviously the high level bowls in Ireland is in a fantastic place. Absolutely. And, obviously the pathway system in Ireland's grown and developing and that's an incredible place too. The pathway system here in Australia is amazing and that there. I think it's just there's more really good players. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of them here. There's, I think the other thing as well is just what I was listening to earlier. There's so many major events. We're coming up against the high level guys continuously. Like every month there's some sort of major event here, and I think that's sort of the biggest part of it. It's just you're just playing at a high level so much against the top players so much. And that's only got to help your own game, If you're not at the top and you're not performing, at least 80%, well, yeah, you just don't succeed. So I think that's just the biggest part of it, really, for me.
And Gary, advice to our young players here, boys and girls that see Gary Kelly playing in Australia, don't really remember Gary Kelly back here playing for Ballymoney. See this, bowling superstar, if you like, playing the UBC, the BPL, winning, this, that, and the other, bowls coordinator at Warilla. Advice to them in terms of following their bowling dreams?
Yeah, I mean, as I said earlier, just a young kid, a young man from the town and from Ballymoney. And yeah, I had big dreams, and I'll never ever forget, actually. I remember, and there's a guy, Eamon Dorn, and he was my cousin's really good friend. And I was 15 or 16 at the time, and he said about, what's your aspiration in life? What do you want to try and do? And I remember saying to him, what I represent Ireland, Northern Ireland, Commonwealth Games, World Championships. I want to move to Australia to try and pursue a more professional career within the sport and all. And deep down at the time, he laughed at me. He truly did. He laughed in my face. And I remember I spoke to him there a couple of years back and he said, "Who's laughing now?" He said, son, you were telling me when you're 15 or 16 and now you are genuinely living exactly what you were telling me. So I suppose what I can say is believe and trust in yourself. No matter how stupid it sounds to other people, you can manifest it. You can genuinely make it happen. Just believe in your own ability and just grab life by the throat and the two hands and just go for it.
I think, Gary, it's another illustration of Northern Ireland and indeed Ireland, punching above our weight in the global world of sport, not only in bowls, but Joey Dunlop and Robert Dunlop and George Best, all these type of sporting superstars, if you like, that have transitioned from our wee country onto a global stage, and that rings very true with yourself as well. So, Gary, we're going to move on very quickly to a more fun element, and Chris is starting to perk up here in the background. He's going to be doing the perfect Irish bowler with you very soon. But just before we touch upon that, Gary, a couple of wee funnies. What's your best attribute on the bowling green as a 36-year-old man, experienced bowler?
Yeah, I think individually, as I'm playing by myself, I definitely have more belief and trust in myself. Probably better at being able to compose myself, prepare myself mentally better. Probably from an individual point of view, as in for me in singles, from like a more of a team aspect, I think generally quite good at getting the best out of my teammates. be able to help them believe and trust in themselves more and to gain the best out of them. And yeah, just build sort of positivity within the game and that. And obviously try and create a negative mindset for the opponents.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, over your bowling journey, I would say obviously your temperament, obviously as if you've matured, when you've matured, over those last 20 years, like, your temperament now is first class. That speaks for itself. Obviously, from my point of view, you're one of the best team men that I've played with. I think you're fantastic on the green for, whether it's Ballymoney or Northern Ireland Provincial Bowling Association or indeed Ireland. And I'm sure that transcends to Warilla and all these UBC and BPL events, and that's such a critical part that's probably slightly underrated, the team ethic, but certainly you are a big team player and, and I have to say an all-round good guy as well. I'm not just saying that because I'm looking at you on screen here, and you're showing me them big white nashers, So Gary, describe yourself in 3 words before we move on to the perfect Irish bowler.
Just extremely passionate, determined, and humble.
Okay, Chris.
All right, Gary. You've obviously listened to some of our podcasts, so you know how we go. We like to put people on the spot with their perfect Irish bowler. So only basic rules: person has to be born in Ireland, can be either male or female. You can't choose yourself for any of the answers, and you can only choose each person once. If we get further down the line and somebody you've already chosen you think would be better for that, you can go back and change. Start off with the best prepared.
Best prepared. I would say Sturty Bennett's a well-organised, prepared man. Sturty Bennett.
Okay. Best on the draw shot.
Best on the draw shot, Jeremy Henry.
Okay, good shout. Best on the drive.
Marty McHugh.
Okay. The best delivery. Who gets a bowl away the smoothest?
Adam McEwen's delivery is very good.
Okay. Who's the best under pressure? When the big P comes on, when the bowl needs to be played, who would you like to be relying on?
Ian McClure.
All right. Always feature somewhere in it. Best team person. Best to have on a rink with you. Always there when you need them.
Aaron Tennant. Always, yeah. I'll go Aaron Tennant. I always felt he was great both on and off the green. A really good team guy. Yeah, Aaron Tennant.
The mentality monster. One that's never beat, always just right at it, always giving it everything. The mentality monster.
Just never gives up. God, there's so many. So many to pick for that. Can I come back to that one?
Yes, you can. The funniest. Who's the funniest person on the green that you played with? Always a wee quip here or something there. Lighten the mood if it's needed.
Clifford Craig's very funny man. I've always enjoyed Uncle Trunk's banter and fun.
Okay. And always very important for the Irish team, best on a night out. Obviously after you've won the competition, Who's best on a night out?
Night out. Oh, that's a tough one. There's a lot. There's people I've already mentioned. Who enjoyed Jim Baker? Jim Baker. Yeah. He was great fun tonight.
So I'm going to bring you back then. The mentality monster.
Mentality man never gives up. Mark McPeak. Mark McPeak is always a very, very determined player. When you're playing him, he always just never gave up. Yeah.
Okay. Right, Ian, do you want to recap then on our perfect Irish bowler?
Yes, this is an interesting lineup. We have most prepared Sturdy Bennett from Belmont. On the draw, Jeremy Henry. Best drive, the machine himself, Marty McHugh. Silkiest delivery, smooth as silk, Adam the Brain McKeown. Under pressure, Ian McClure. Team player, obviously, always heard you say this, Gary, Aaron Tennant. In terms of playing pairs with him, you really enjoyed that and that team ethic. Mentality monster, Mouse McPeak, the wee mouse. The funniest, Uncle Trunk, Clifford Craig. And the best on a night out, the one, the only, Jim Baker.
Yeah, I think put all those together, make a decent bowler.
Pretty decent Irish bowler, big guy.
Yeah, right now go okay, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Gary, just to conclude things, obviously you've done so much in your career to date. You're 36. There's a few miles left in the tank, I'm sure. What does the future hold in terms of ambitions for Gary Kelly?
Yeah, obviously I'm extremely passionate and determined to continue to try and gain success, and try and just develop and create my own legacy as such. And as I said earlier before, it's not just an individual journey. It's about the family name. It's about my family, my friends, my country, the network of people I'm surrounded by, and all that. Everybody plays a part, and it's for everyone, not just myself. And I genuinely mean that. Once upon a time, I thought more about myself selfishly, but now it's just in my mind, it's more of a team or a group sort of thing for me. Yeah, I've been lucky enough to achieve reasonably good things in the sport. I think obviously one of the big ones missing is a gold in Commonwealth Games. I've achieved national, British, European, Atlantic, world gold in all them levels. So I think in every step of stepping stone and pathway right through from top to bottom, I think that's the only one missing is a gold in Commonwealth. But I want to continue to do more. Within the club here, I'd be very, very proud if we could try and win Bowls New South Wales Platinum. It's something that we're extremely determined to try and achieve from a club perspective as well. I'd love to try and get that one. But yeah, ultimately the Commonwealth Gold's the big one for me.
And do you see yourself, Gary, in the future carrying the Olympic torch?
Look, yeah, I mean, I'm loving what World Bowls is trying to do for the sport, to trying to grow and develop and get more countries involved and try and hit all the criteria to try and get it to the Olympics. And look, would it be amazing to be part of it as a player? Absolutely. But this is more than about an individual's feelings. This is about the sport. And if it doesn't happen for me as a player, I just hope and pray that I see it in my lifetime for the sport's sake. I would absolutely love to see it in the Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, that would be awesome for the sport of bowls in general. So yeah, fingers crossed on that. And not that we expect to see you carrying the Olympic torch, I was only teasing you there, but we might see you in the Olympics at some point in time. You just never know. So yeah, let's wait and see in that one. Gary, that's really everything for us. Chris, have you any burning questions that I've missed? Or
no burning questions. Just have to say a big congratulations to Gary on his career so far. He obviously had an opportunity which he has grabbed with both hands and met with some success early on, which obviously helped a good foundation in Manila, and it's just gone from strength to strength. And no doubt at the age he is, many future titles still await him.
Yeah, hard to disagree with that, Chris. That summary. Sharp, listen, as always, it's a pleasure to have a chat. Many a walk we had and many a moment we've shared together. Thanks for giving up your time to come on to the podcast with Chris and I this morning. We wish you all the best in your future bowling career for Ireland, Northern Ireland, and indeed Warilla. Happy New Year to you and yours. And thanks again. Appreciate it, big guy. Thank you.
Yeah, no, listen, thank you so much for having me on. I absolutely love what you're doing, and I love the energy and what's happening, and I love the journey that Irish Bowls is on, and I'm very, very proud to be part of Irish Bowls as well. And yeah, look, Merry Christmas to everyone and Happy New Year to all.
Well, Chris, that was Gary Kelly, Australia, doing pretty good things out there.
He certainly grabbed the opportunity with both hands, Ian, and made the most of it.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic career to date, and only 36.
It's hard to believe. He seems to have been around for so long, but when you hear him about starting at 12 and winning the first title at 14, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, pretty good role model for all our young aspiring Irish and, UK and worldwide youngsters, if you like, Chris, as well.
Yeah, well, it does show that if you're prepared to put yourself out there and take whatever opportunities come up, you don't know what's in front of you. And he's now probably close to the top of the world in bowls and living the dream, really.
Yeah, totally living the dream, and has has matured immensely from that young 12-year-old, 16-year-old in Ballymoney right through to the age he is now, as you say, Chris, living the dream in Australia. Very, very personable guy, super fella. Couldn't speak highly enough of him as a person, to be fair.
And speaks very well about the game. If you remember back a few years when we were running our development squad on Friday nights,
yes,
Gary was one of the speakers we got along to talk to, a sort of a young Adam McCune, young Sam Barkley at that time.
That's right.
And I thought at that stage he actually showed a maturity beyond his years.
Yeah.
And that has obviously just kept progressing.
Yeah, no, a top lad. I have to say, a top lad. Thank you for listening, folks, to episode 14 of the Irish Bowls podcast, Jack in the Box. Happy New Year to everyone, and we'll see you on the next episode.